And some of the other stars as well, just setting the scene, which is now happening today. Well, we've heard one lot of people who are running on behalf of somebody else. That's the theme, and we're going to hear from a man now who's running today to celebrate his recovery from a very serious illness last year. And like so many other people, he's also come up with a very original way to get sponsored.
I'd felt generally unwell for a week or so, like I've got a bit of a cold, and I went to the doctors a couple of times because I'd started to not being able to breathe properly. And they sent me onto the A&E unit, and I went from there straight onto intensive care, and a day later onto a ventilator, and then onto the ECMO machine on the critical care, and that's really the last I can remember for 3 weeks then, because I was unconscious.
For a young person like Sam to get such a severe pneumonia to the extent where a breathing machine is failing to oxygenate you, then the outlook is extremely grim. I mean, he was dying, there's no doubt about it.
He was extremely sick when he first came in. He wouldn't have made it had he have not come over for the ECMO treatment that he came for.
ECMO stands for extracorporeal membrane oxygenation, so it's basically oxygenating the blood outside the body, and this involves a pipe pumping large volumes of blood out the body, round a pump, through the oxygenator, and then the blood goes on its way, pumped back into the through the other limb of the circuit back into the body.
Lots of blood transfusions of red blood cells. He also received lots of platelets, which is a different blood component. And at the time you just see these bags going up and you think, oh, there's another bag of blood, and you don't really think through how it's got there in the first place. And just amazing care and the sort of most high-tech, wonderful stuff going on, and it's amazing.
When I first came round, I was so weak I could barely move my body around. I can remember brushing my teeth and not being able to move my hands, so I had to move my head to brush my teeth at one point.
He had no stamina, no endurance, because he'd not moved, breathed, stretched for 3 weeks.
The nurses kept saying, do you want to watch TV? And the first thing that I saw was the London Marathon. I was in floods of tears because at that time I genuinely thought I'd never walk. I really didn't think I was going to be able to walk again.
That's quite hard to battle with when you are used to having a very structured regime and very challenging goals that you can achieve easily. Yeah, there were moments where it was quite hard for him to lift his spirit, to be motivated to carry on.
Having seen the marathon when I was ill and the kind of emotions that stirred, as I started to believe that I could run, I said, right, I'll do the London Marathon. And now my next challenges are the 10K on Sunday that we're doing together. And then I'm doing a half Ironman triathlon in August.
He managed to run the London Marathon in 3 hours 20 minutes. It's just astonishing for somebody whose lungs were such a mess a year ago.
I wanted to do something to help the ECMO team, and I had a lot of blood transfusions when I was there. And I thought, actually, rather than ask people for money something, which is pretty common these days, I thought, why not ask people to pledge to become blood donors? So that's where it came from. So we've set up our website, which is Pledge a Pint, and got a challenge of raising or getting 500 new or lapsed blood donors to donate for us.
I've pledged mine. The thermometer's going up the whole time, but it's so lovely to be able to say, I've done that directly. I know where it's gone. It's gone from my veins into that pot, and there might be another Sam out there who needs it.
He's a real success story, so it's a really nice, positive thing.
Well, I've never run really at all before. I am a non-runner, I've always said. I'd like to do it in less than 1 hour 10, which is almost double the time Sam did it in once. But it's going to be by my side, so Sam's going to keep me steady, aren't you, Sam? And we're going to go over the line together.
If you're watching earlier in the show, you'll have seen the story of Sam and Sarah that pledge a pint, and it's nothing to do with alcohol.
No, blood, no, blood, not money, not alcohol, no.
How was it? How was the race for you?
Well, it was great. It was Sarah's first ever race, so ask her.
Yeah, he kept me going all the way around. He was very kind to me, luckily, weren't you? He said, keep going, and the crowd was fantastic. I've always been the other side of the barrier. Sam's the runner in our house, so it was great to be the right side of the barrier, I suppose.
And you got the bug now. Will you do it again?
I don't know.
Halfway around, she said maybe we should find a nice half marathon to do in the sun somewhere. So yeah, she definitely has.
Well, in Manchester, the sun's come out today, hasn't
gorgeous, isn't it?
And the cause you're running for, obviously, we've seen your story earlier on, and you must have a great sense of satisfaction when you complete the race like this.
Yeah, well, we went out for a little sort of loose run last night across the fields, and we both shed a tear and said, you know, I'm very lucky to be, well, lucky that I'm here. So, yeah, it's very emotional.
Yeah, it's been a remarkable fight back by you. Congratulations. You completed it, and may there be many more.
Yeah, may we get many more pints.
Please pledge us a pint, pledge a pint. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Bye.
Brilliant. All right.